In this jaw-dropping video, we're taking you behind the scenes of a high-stakes law enforcement operation in Alaska, where tracking down dangerous criminals is a whole different ballgame. For over a week, a dedicated team of officers, including members from the Fairbanks Area Narcotics Unit, the Alaska Criminal Suppression Unit, state troopers, and other authorities were on the hunt for two notorious felons, 45-year-old Michael Grimes and 42-year-old Melody Perry. Both were known to be armed and dangerous, with a long list of violent criminal activity. They were suspected of trafficking drugs, and law enforcement was determined to stop them before they could move any further. The situation took a turn when a tracker showed the suspect vehicle leaving Anchorage, headed north towards Fairbanks, where it was believed they would be distributing illegal substances. Authorities, knowing the risks, stayed back 250 miles, setting up a higher-risk plan along the remote stretch of Parks Highway, preparing for a dangerous confrontation. God, the tension was building, with officers setting stop sticks to deflate the suspect vehicle's tires when the time came. The entire pursuit would take place in the harsh, unforgiving Alaskan wilderness. After 40 miles of high-speed tracking, the officers were ready. They emerged from a church parking lot, prepared for a felony stop. That's when everything went south. The suspect vehicle, realizing the law enforcement was closing in, accelerated and evaded the officers, sparking a high-speed chase on the snow-covered roads. At this point, the officers' nerves were at an all-time high, the vehicle still. Racing shots were fired, and the chase became even more perilous. The video captures the dramatic sounds of gunfire as the suspects tried to escape. But the officers stayed focused, using their helicopter support to track the vehicle from above. The intense pursuit continued, with the officers moving carefully, trying to avoid being hit by gunfire. The suspect vehicle kept speeding, and it became clear that the suspects were not going to give up easily. The shots came fast and furious, with police cruisers taking hits from the suspects' gunfire. The body cam footage shows the heart pounding, moments when officers returned fire, with the helicopter tracking the suspects' every move. The tension was palpable as the officers tried to neutralize the situation as safely as possible. In an even more shocking twist, a shotgun blast was seen to fly from the suspect's vehicle, ricocheting back into the officer's cruiser. The drama escalated with each passing second. At one point, the suspect vehicle stopped, and it became clear that the confrontation had reached its boiling point. Officers moved in, ordering the suspects to exit the vehicle and surrender. They didn't know what to expect, but they had to stay vigilant, knowing the suspects were armed and dangerous. When the suspects finally surrendered, what they found inside the vehicle was enough to send shockwaves through the investigation. Michael Grimes was found to have multiple firearms and a significant amount of drugs, over 2.5 kilos of methamphetamines, nearly 10 ounces of fentanyl powder, and hundreds of fentanyl pills. But the story didn't end there. Closer inspection of the vehicle and its contents revealed even more disturbing details. Michael's criminal history was extensive, with multiple sexual assault charges and a violent assault conviction for pouring acid on his wife's face. Melody Perry, who was with Michael during the entire operation, was also charged with felon in possession of a weapon in the investigation that followed. It was discovered that she and Michael had been seen buying firearms and ammunition at an Alaska ammo store, which contributed to the search warrant and the dangerous confrontation on the highway. Officers also uncovered that a third party had illegally purchased firearms for the duo, further complicating the case. The chase didn't just leave officers with bullet-riddled cruisers and the satisfaction of catching. It revealed something even more unsettling. Michael Grimes' death, initially thought to be at the hands of police, was actually caused by his own handgun. After the investigation, forensic experts confirmed that his self-inflicted gunshot wound had caused his death. What followed was a shocking revelation from Michael's daughter. In a heartbreaking text, she expressed her sympathy for the officers involved in the chase, stating that they should not feel guilty for his death. She knew, deep down, that Michael's violent life would inevitably catch up with him, and she was just sad it happened this way. The family speculated that Michael would choose death by cop over facing the consequences of his actions. And sadly, they were right. Melody Perry, now facing charges for her role in the trafficking operation, was eventually sentenced for felon in possession of a weapon. As part of her sentencing, she was incarcerated, with her release scheduled around the time this video goes public. The law enforcement operation in Alaska was a success. But it's clear that this case runs deeper than just drugs and weapons. It's a story of dangerous choices, lives lost, and the untold consequences of living a life of crime. Stay with us as we continue to follow the aftermath of this shocking operation and explore the stories of those involved. This is a tale of justice, survival, and the brutal realities of criminal life in the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness.